Good morning. I feel really weird doing this all by myself. No Amy. Adjust this camera. Ta-da. You can see my unmade bed in the background. Nobody's here, I'm sure, because nobody knew I was going to do this. We were supposed to be on the Southern Mama's Coffee Break channel. So I'm just going to sit here and talk to myself until anybody shows up. So interesting. I will tell you because I'm sure people will play this back later. The reason Amy's not here is she had something to do. And even though I'm an owner of the Southern Mama's Coffee Break channel, I have issues going live on my own phone at all. Hi, Carissa. Yeah, I'm late. This is how put together I am today. Good morning, Amanda. Hi, Green Gables. Yeah, I'm late, but that's okay. My morning has went something like I slept in, which I so very rarely do. I laid in bed with John and caught up on YouTube videos, watched everybody that I've been putting off because we've been so busy with Christmas and stuff. Then I took a shower, ate leftover spinach artichoke dip for breakfast. I'm that put together, guys. And I still have not went out to feed my bunnies. But that's okay, because last night, John's cousin came over. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Wee Tree. Last night, John's cousin came over, and I took him out and showed him the rabbits and stuff. And I brought them a lot of treats, and of course, they had to... I made sure that they had plenty of water. I finished morning chores in time to watch a yay. Let's see. Good morning, old Alabama gardener. So, yeah, I have not a whole lot to talk about. I just didn't want to leave you guys hanging. Amy had something to do today, and she adamantly could not do this. So she was like, you can do it on our channel, but I have such issues with my phone going live anyway. And I have to do it from my cell phone, so there was no way that I was going to be able to do it on that channel. It's complicated. I barely know how to work this thing anyway. So I normally am on the coffee break. I have my hair done, and I have makeup on. Hi, Amy, you slacker. You're the reason I'm having to do this by myself. But normally I have my hair done and makeup done and stuff. No, I got out of the shower. My hair's wet. I didn't even brush it yet. Like, it's that bad. Not had coffee yet. Not going to drink coffee right now. So, how was everybody's Christmas? We had a great Christmas. I posted some vlogs on what we done. It was literally so chaotic and so busy. I'm surprised that I even filmed as much as I did. But, we had a really good time. I got a lot of cool stuff. I'm covered in dust and I drink. What you drinking? I didn't know you were an alcoholic. No, I stink, not drink. Amy's remodeling. If anyone's interested, the eggs are hatching on the live Eagle Cam. Oh, that's cool. I saw that this morning. I saw the Eagle Cam. A little early to be drinking, Amy. I don't know. It depends on how bad your holiday was. But yeah, we've been super busy with that. And then Christmas was Sunday. Monday is Olivia's birthday, so we did a little bit of a celebration here. We did I baked her some cupcakes and cooked her a dinner and just kind of hung out with her. We didn't do a whole lot. Actually, because John has been off since, I'm finally seeing this live. Hi from Florida. Okay, back to work. Love you, Amy. See you later. So we did that. But since John's been off work since I think he got off work on the 23rd, and he doesn't go back until the 4th. So that's nice. He was able to use it's like a factory shutdown, and he was able to use his vacation time. So he's at home being paid to be here. So that you couldn't ask for better with that. But we've been trying to be as lazy as possible. I'm like, today though, I think I may actually have to, peel my butt up off the couch and actually do something. Our closet, y'all, our closet is bad. Like it's like, it's kind of like almost like a junk room, honestly. Like everything that I'm just like, just go put it in my closet. Just go put it. It's terrible. So I'm going to possibly redo our closet today. I'm downsizing while the hubby is at work. I decided I was going to get rid of all this rat packing of his. Oh, you better not tell him. Florida, I finally got a little chilly breeze that morning. My family is from Otmore, and they have a lake house in Lake Gunnersville. That's where my pop's headed for a vacation. That's cool. Good morning, Susan. Hello, Tracy. So, I've got to do something about this closet. And normally you guys know I'm always super, super busy. And so I would typically have already had it done. But, oh, good morning, Simply. Oh, I didn't think you forgot about me. Honey, you have children. I know. Life does exist outside of YouTube. I know. So I normally would be like on the closet. It would bug me for it to be that bad for that long. But where John works thirds, he gets here at 8 a.m. That's typically in the midst of breakfast, and we're doing all the stuff that we normally do in the mornings. And so I would normally have done it, but I can't because he's in here sleeping. I mean, I can't go tearing a closet apart when he's asleep. So this time for him being off is a fantastic time to do it and to get caught up on some stuff in our room. Our room, guys, looks like a bomb went off in it because I can't do anything in here. Half the time I don't even put our clothes up. I just kind of like put them in laundry baskets and shove them, and we just dig out of them because I can't get in here. And by the time he wakes up, it's 8:30 at night. Guys, I'm not staying up 8:30, 9, 10 o'clock at night after I've dealt with the kids all day by myself to clean the closet and put laundry. I'm just not, because I'm that lazy. He won't notice anything among all these boxes, at least for a while. Oh, hi, Vina. I just saw you. My comment thing's kind of weird on the phone, so. Yeah. So I plan to try to do the closet today. I'm not looking forward to it. So we did that, and then today is my sister Emily's birthday. She turns 18 today. So if she does watch this, which I know she's a bum and she's not up this early, so happy birthday, Emmy. And then we're not doing, other than like doing some cleaning projects and stuff, I want to be honest, guys, I'm constantly go all the time. Like I never take a break. I've always got so much stuff on my plate. And the baby that I babysit, his mom works at the same factory John does. So she's also on a break. So I'm off of work. I don't have him. So I've been taking these last couple days. That's why I've not been seeing vlogs since Monday. Sunday was actually the last vlog I posted. And of course I posted for Olivia's birthday on Monday. But Tuesday, Wednesday, I did not post anything. And that's why. Because I'm just kind of taking a break. Not a long break or anything from YouTube. But even though I say that, I still went live for a while. I went live for an hour and 45 minutes the other night. I don't know how many of you all caught that. I know you did, Amanda. And then when it was over, I deleted it because we got into some really heavy, serious topics. So I did at least do that, but I didn't keep the video. But I was surprised, honestly, at the tiny house. No, I did post something about a tiny house. I guess I'm posting more than I realized. I just feel guilty. I feel guilty. Like I beat myself up like, you're not posting vlogs. Because I'd done it for almost a month straight. So it feels kind of weird. Gotta go. Love your little live videos. Bye, Tracy. And I think Susan said she's leaving too. Bye, Susan. So, I feel bad because I've been posting vlogs and everybody seems to be pretty cool with it. Personally, for me, when I watch YouTube channels, my favorite things are vlogs. Like I love Big Family Homesteads vlogs. I watched someone named Calusi. Yeah, Vina, I enjoyed that live stream. That was the best free therapy I think I've ever had. Hey, I wanted to ask what happened to your pony. We sold her. We sold her because, and thank God it happened right before the neighbor, because if I would have been forced to do, I was already forced to sell the chickens or give my chickens to my cousin. But if I would have been forced to sell Rosie, like, I would have been to pieces. I still cried. I cried for like 3 days after she left. But I sold Rosie because the paddock that we had her in was a smidge less than 1/4 of an acre. And that was just not adequate. I'm glad that I was able to rescue her out of the situation she was in, get her teeth floated, get her hooves trimmed, get her broke better, to show her that people are not going to be mean to her. And now, guys, I need to do an update on Rosie and tell you guys, the girl that has her, sometimes she gets on Facebook and she gets live so that I can watch Rosie live. She has Rosie. She shaved her mane off because she got a bunch of burrs in it. So she shaved it off. So she looks, with her fuzzy winter coat and her little shaved mane, she looks like a stuffed animal. She's so precious. I'm so been on our vlog. Yeah, everybody loves vlogs. I do. Like, when I watch YouTube, I'm watching it for vlogs, but I like behind. Oh, okay. I was like, you've been on? What? I so love vlogs, but I like reality TV, and this isn't, obviously our vlogs are not scripted. We just going for it. We just show you bits and pieces of our life. Like, one of my favorite homesteading vlogs would be Justin Rhodes, and I think it's because I love his camera work. I mean, if I had a $1,500 drone, my vlogs would probably be better too, but like, just the tripod, you guys, if you watch him, if you anybody catch Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, he could use some hugs, tried all he could, even with the vet, he still lost to you. Oh, that's sad. I know, right? I felt much better after that, actually telling people, even though no one knows what I look like and only a few know my real name, but it felt better to just say something about it. It did. And I felt kind of exposed, honestly, because here you guys were looking at me and here I am crying like something crazy. I was just like, I don't know why I'm even crying. But that ended up being a good one. Oh, I love Justin Rhodes vlogs too. Yes, we love Justin and Rebecca. I do. I love watching. I'm excited about watching their Great American Farm Tour. And I can tell you right now, my favorite baby is Mr. Brown. Oh my God, that kid is so cute. I'm just like, I could just squeeze Gideon. He's so precious. I love that baby. Good morning, Rita. My kids even love watching him. Yeah. But like, even his tripod. Good morning, Norma. No, I can't read. Even like his tripod, I don't know if you guys watch him, you've seen that little tripod. It looks like it's got beads down the legs of it. Just next time you watch one of his vlogs, go in the description and there's lists of all the things he uses. That tripod's on there because I was like, I really would like a tripod like that, because the legs of it actually like contort around things so that you can hold it and put it wherever. It's like $150 or something like that, and I know it's well over $100. Let's see. My kids, can we watch The Rhodes Family? Very educational and great to put on for the kids. Yes, it is. Morning, Tangy. Weetree, I just watched Doug's video. I was fine until he lost it. Oh. If he's going to cry, just warn me now. If he's going to cry, I'm not watching it. I can see a woman cry all day. Like, I will be sympathetic toward you. I'll have empathy. But if I see a man cry, like, I will lose it. I do not do that. His entire story is great. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, no, I ain't watching no man cry. I can't do that. I don't do that. Like, I will be a mess. Losing an animal is the pits. Ugh, just hard. I get so attached. Speaking of being attached to animals, the kids are fighting. John's in there. It's all good. He'll kill somebody. That is correct. No pronunciation. Okay. Wow, my new tripod does that, but it was like $30. I know, but his is like 100 something. I was just like, wow. I love our tripod. We paid like $20 for it at ours at Walmart, but also Honky ate it. Your dog ate it. Dude, me too. You don't want to see it. Doug cries. Okay, then I'm not going to watch it. So I love the way Justin Rhodes films his stuff, but he's got some like really super nice cameras and stuff. And I'm working on it, but my biggest struggle is, and I talked about this in another live stream, I was talking about how, you know, I like to put music to mine, especially like when you're watching like the sped up videos, it would just be silent. But in order for me to put music to it, because I'm doing it from a phone, the phone apps, the YouTube app, the only way I can upload it, because it doesn't have the, I think it's the Adobe Flash, it will not allow me to chop out and put music where I want. So it's either I put music on the whole video or not at all. So sometimes I have to choose to put music on the whole thing. And so when I put music on the whole thing, I'm not able to put my logo, which simply is working on my logo, because I'm having issues with trying. See, my son came home from the holidays, cried when he had to go back. Oh, I would be a mess. I could not deal with my baby crying. Let's see. I'm trying to read. I'm so blind. He recently added a drone work. I noticed he actually got that drone, and he's got it in the description. It's like a $1,500 drone. Yeah, I would love to have something like that, but I ain't got $1,500. And if I had $1,500, it wouldn't go toward a drone. It wouldn't go toward a drone. It would help pay off my car. So I don't even remember what I was talking about. I'm good. But I am trying to work on my shots in the videos and trying to make them better. It's just hard doing it from an iPhone. It really is. Good morning, Suburban. But the tiny house video, like, I was so, like, ee! That's the other thing, too, is, like, I'm like a little kid. When I get super excited about something, I'm just like, ee! I'm, like, off the wall. It's like I have ADD. And so my tiny house video was kind of a little shaky because I was just like, oh, my God, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. I was just so excited. Somebody I've never even seen before commented on it and said something like, your video's too shaky. Sorry about that. Like, this is how goofy I get. And I think that's why you guys enjoy watching me. It's like watching the weirdo. I'm the court jester. No, when John and I went on our honeymoon. Oh, look how cute, my hubby. I love you. When he and I went on our honeymoon, we actually went on a little honeymoon. It was lasted for like 3 days. We went to the Smoky Mountains, and it was like 4 months after we got married. It's a long story. So we went to the mountains, and he decided to take me to the aquarium because I'd never been to an aquarium before. So we're at the desk, and we're paying to get in, and I look over, and there's like this round cylinder tank in the middle, and I went, oh, fish! And that lady looked at me like I grew a second head, and John was like, yeah, baby, it's an aquarium. Like, I have little kid excitement a lot of times. Ha ha ha, 1,500 drone, yeah. Good morning, Claire. Cherish, I love your videos. I look for them daily. See, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel bad when I don't post them because I know that people do enjoy watching them. Like, because Justin Rhodes posts a video daily. Big Family Homestead, at one point, they were posting a video daily. They did it for 2 years, and I think Brad said that he kind of reeled back a little bit. So, like, when my phone gets a notification and they're like, Big Family Homestead's posted, I'm just like, we're watching that. Farmer Meemaw, I watch no matter what she posts. Simply Circus, I watch no matter what they post. Big Bear, I watch no matter what he posts. So, Amy, I watch no matter what she does. But the thing is like, I do follow so many, and I follow somebody else you guys, I guarantee, know nothing about. Absolutely love jellyfish. Me too. You know what I was crazy about at the aquarium? The stingrays. They had a tank of baby stingrays, and he has this on video. But I was baby talking to stingray. They looked like they were smiling and they were floating by, and I was like, look at the little baby. And he was just like, baby, please. And then I saw a giant sea turtle, and I was like losing my mind over the sea turtle. I was just like, oh, I want to look at the sea turtle. And she had her back to us, and she was just like paddling. So when the fires hit Gatlinburg, everybody was like, what about the aquarium? What about the aquarium? Because obviously there's live animals in there that you can't just, put in a suitcase and take off with. So everybody was freaked out, but it actually made it. Yeah, John said, and the turtle. He knows. He remembers. I was panicking. No way, that's so cool. I know, I was so in love with her. She was so cute. I was like, look, and she just kept her butt to us. So the whole film that I was filming her, it's just her butt. She was just turned around. She was not interested in me. And then I went down. They have an area where you can touch stingrays and horseshoe crabs and a couple of other things like that. And they float by you. Well, John had went up on like a top deck, and he had the camera to look at sharks. And again, this is my goofy childishness. The stingrays were floating around, and I'd reach in, I'd touch them. I was like so excited. And he's filming. Well, he turns around and he zooms in on me. Now, we're probably close to a football field away. And he zooms in as far as he can, and you can see me in the video, and I'm just like, I don't know why I was talking to him. I don't know, because he couldn't hear me. I cut back on who I watch, cut the bragging people. I did too. I actually went through and I cut out several YouTube channels. It's funny. I think I was telling Jason from Big Bear Homestead this. It's funny, the channels you watch when you're not homesteading or before you start versus the ones you will watch when you are doing it. The ones that I watch now, I feel like they teach without being condescending. The people that I were watching before made me even second guess myself. Like, if you watch some of my first videos, I was very nervous about even talking about it or about even every little decision I made. Like, I stressed because I was so afraid I was going to do the wrong thing. And so I take negative stuff. I wouldn't say I take it to heart because I'm a pretty tough person. But like, if I feed off negativity. I'm not a positive person not that you would know that, but I'm not typically a positive person. I'm more of a glass half empty type person. And so if there's a lot of negativity that I'm watching and listening to and reading and seeing, then I will start feeding off of that. And then I'll start second guessing myself and not sure if I'm doing the right thing. And I'll start worrying. And when I was watching some of these people, some of my earlier videos, I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like, morning, Meemaw. Not much. I'm just rambling. So I just had to kind of cut some of the negative people out so that I could start focusing. And now listen, when I say cut negative people out, I'm not saying that some of the videos or the people that I watched that were YouTubers that are very negative, very condescending. I stopped watching them not because I want to only watch people who are going to give me a pat on the hind end and say, oh, you do good and nothing you do is wrong and you're great and fantastic. I want to be taught, not talked down to, and there's a big difference. So I had to let that go. I watch mostly the same as you mentioned, and I'm not homesteading yet. It's a desire for me someday. It was me too, and I'm not getting to homestead on this scale. And I have a video I'm posting today. But it's not going to be on the same scale that I would like. Like, if I won the lottery and I had all this money, I feel people criticize and have no clue what they're talking about. Some of them, I've noticed that now that I'm doing it and I listen to them, I'm just like, you don't really know what you're talking about, do you? You just want to get on a soapbox and preach about nothing. So I love laid back homesteaders, the ones who think their way is the only way and are not the ones I'm watching. That's true. I'm not a glass half empty or half full person. I just want to know who's drinking out of my glass. You're funny, Vina. Good morning, Southwind. So I don't know. Like, I used to second guess myself really bad. I struggled with that. And if I had $1 million, like if I could just homestead any way I wanted to, I would still have electricity. I would still have electricity, but I would definitely have fireplaces. I would do a lot more cooking I would definitely have a wood cook stove. I would also have a regular electric stove because let's be honest, some days you feel lazy and you go order takeout, you little long firing up a wood cook stove. So good morning, Amanda. In my closer walk with God, I am relearning to remove channels that are not doing the walk of God. Garbage in, garbage out. Like the language. Okay, sorry. So I like the language. We know words matter, and I ask myself if this language would be pleasing to God. I love your chaos simply just because I don't feel alone. I live in a duplex across from the golf course. LOL. Not happening here. Oh, okay. So yeah. And your glass is refillable. It is. A golf course. What a waste of garden space. So yeah, I get super excited when I think about what I want to do and what my future holds. But because I mean, if I could homestead anyway, I would definitely keep electricity. I would have a wood cook stove. I would have a regular stove. I would probably build myself like an outdoor cook kitchen with my wood cook stove, like almost like a shed type thing attached to the house, almost like another room, like a sunroom or something, where I could go out there and cook on my little wood cook stove. I definitely would have fireplaces in my house. I would be raising pigs. Honestly, the only difference there would be my homestead would mirror very much of Pratt Family Homestead. I don't know if I'm sure a lot of you guys watch them. If you don't, you should. You're missing out. I love Mike and Jenny's vlogs. They're really long, but they don't post often. So I watch all of theirs. If somebody posts a vlog and it's really, really long, I have a hard time watching it because I have to keep up with so many. So I try not to, I kind of have to like skip through the parts. And especially, I told Amy, I was like, I love you, but I don't watch all your videos. I do watch everything she posts, but I don't watch them all the way through because she and I are friends. And so we talk to each other a lot on Facebook, which we've both been really bad about that recently, but that's okay. It's been busy. So I don't always like intensely watch her videos. Like I'll watch it, kind of get the gist of it, kind of scroll through it, and I'm just like, okay, and I'll like it, leave a comment. I will watch Amy's videos, but not all the way through because 99% of what she's talking about, I already know. So it's kind of hard to watch it. What's more important is someone up there only trusts me with a darn sippy cup. Mine probably needs a lid. I'm a little flighty. So my homestead would mirror a lot of what Pratt Family is doing. I mean, they have massive gardens. That's my heart's desire. But guys, the reality is I bought a little house. Well, I say it's a little house. I literally live in like the American dream home, like what you see, the typical 1950s. This is what the American dream should be. We live far enough out in the country that obviously I can't get internet. And that I'm surrounded by farms, but at the same time, we live close enough to the city. It takes me 6 minutes to get into town. And we have a little backyard with a playground and a storage shed and a little peach tree in the back. We have these manicured lawns in the front of our house. They were manicured when we got here, but we don't keep them up, so they look like crap. And my neighbors probably hate my guts because I'm turning everything into gardens, and I'm sure they hate that. But we live in a little 1,500 square foot home, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. With the little front porch and the American flag hanging out on the front. I mean, I live in like what the typical suburban house. And these people lived this way. You just subbed them, great. You will love Mike and Jenny. I skipped through some too. I mean, you have to after a while. So when we moved in here, I mean, we were doing the whole American dream thing. 2 cars, 3 kids, both of us working. It just, we weren't planning to do this. And so I'm trying to be a good steward of what I have. I believe God gives you vision, but sometimes the vision is for future. It is not for the moment. God has given me a desire to do this, and I plan to move forward with it. But at the same time, I'm also not going to waste my time here. I believe that there's a reason for everything. And the more you get into homesteading, and this is just me personally, but the more I get into homesteading, the closer to God and the more of creation you start to understand, because it says, that there's a season for everything. There's definitely seasons to what you're doing, even in something as simple as this. And I'm not going to waste my season. I'm not going to say because I can't do X, Y, and Z that I'm just going to stay where I'm at. Now, some of you guys, when we lived in an apartment, if this would, I started thinking about this, but not seriously. I was interested, but I wasn't thinking seriously about doing it when we moved out here. It did cross my mind, I could have chickens in a garden when I move out here, but I wasn't thinking about like self-sustainability or anything like that. So, when we lived in an apartment, there was zero way I could do anything. I mean, we could barely have a cat. So some situations are different, but if this is your true heart's desire and your calling, you can move toward that. And it could be as simple as watching people like me or like Pratt Family Homestead. Pratt Family Homestead is where I want to be. Doug and Stacy, their property, that's where I want to be. But then you have people like me and Amy. Amy lives off the side of a mountain. She would love to have a ginormous garden, and she can't. She has chickens, and she has quail and rabbits. I can't have chickens. I have flat land, so I'm going to have a massive garden this year, but I have quail and rabbits. So you do the best you have with what you've got. And I think what's important now is for me to not waste this season of my life, to not waste it and be like, well, we'll wait till we get here. We'll wait till we can do this. Instead, what I'm trying to do is, I'm a very novice gardener. Last year was my very first time. You guys saw me planting my garden, and I tried this hay bale garden. So I actually got a late start. I tried the hay bale garden, or the straw bale garden, and it did not work. It was a disaster. Now that those straw bales literally are propped up against the side of my house in a little, they're shaped like this, and I compost in them. So that's what I use them for. They surround my compost bin. Then I ended up planting a garden. When I planted, that was the very first time I've ever put anything in the soil. So I was totally new, had no clue what I was doing. And so I used that, and I learned, well, this year it's going to get bigger. I also learned very minimal basics of canning. This year I'm going to teach myself with a pressure canner, and we're going to move to more advanced stuff because I got the water bath canning down. It's simple. I thought it was going to be harder than that. It's super simple. But I'm going to be doing pressure canning this year, and I'm definitely going to be growing a huge garden. But I'm also taking this time to teach myself. I'm not going to waste the year, 2 years, 3 years, however long we end up being here. I'm not going to waste that time and say, well, if I could have this, then I would do that, because I don't feel like that would be smart. Because then when I do go out and we do get property, and then I'm having to learn about pigs and learn about cows and learn about milking animals, then I'm not having to learn about gardens, quail and rabbit, and canning, and soap making and all these other things on top of all the animals and the other stuff that you got to learn. I'll have already had a decent start. So that's all my information on that. I feel like I'm rambling. I can grow anything that will grow here. My problem is finding time to take care of it. I have 20 55-gallon barrels waiting to be cut in half for self-watering containers. Oh, that's cool. Time is ticking, and I need to get busy to get them ready. I'm looking for land to build on. But for now, I'm learning skills while I'm here. I can garden, but not as big as I want. I got quail, and I'm hooked, and I love having them. Eggs are great. I don't know. Oh, their meat is delicious. I don't know. You were going to try, Joy said, bummer. I was going to try a straw bale garden this year. I've seen other people that it works for, but for me, it did not work. It was a disaster. It ended up getting full of fire ants, and I was just like, oh crap, nothing. I think I had one little tiny, little minute row of sugar snap peas, and they never even got big. Canning meat is super simple. I've seen that, I want a pressure canner. Hopefully can get one eventually. I'm wanting an All-American canner, but I'm kind of nervous about getting one of those because people are saying that, that you can have issues with them on a stove. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm researching. That's another thing. Winter's a great time to research. I do have a lot of space. Old farmhouse for 6 kiddos. Oh, I'm so jelly. Yeah, learn skills you can where you are. Very smart. Thank you. Yes, canning bean and meat was the first thing I learned. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my first thing I ever canned were pickles. I did pickles. I want to can meat this year. It always seemed interesting before. Well, you have an All-American Vina. Does it work good on a stove? Oh, we said I love my All-American. Okay. See, that's what I'm worried about is like I didn't know how well it works on a stove. I don't have a glass top. I know they said absolutely no on a glass top. That's Nicole's hesitation is canning meat. I've seen tons of people do it, and as long as you got a pressure canner, I don't think you would have an issue with canning meat. I'm going to do it. Our local grocery store has a sale that they do. Okay, somebody sent me a text message, sorry. I have a Presto pressure canner and it works just fine and it's cheaper. It is cheaper. I was just thinking about long term, like if I'm going to use this thing for years and I don't want to have to replace rubber seals, which I heard that sometimes with those Prestos you can. My luck, the way it works, is I would end up having to replace the seals and the valves and everything else. Yours works great on a stovetop. I'm going to get the smallest one they make. I'm really not, I don't know. I'll have to decide. I have no problem with my All-American canner. I love it, and I have a gas stove. Okay. Yeah, it works great on a stove, both glass top and regular. Okay. I have an electric stove. Okay. If it can be a disaster, then it will happen to me. Fire ants are demon spawn. They are. It was terrible, and I didn't even realize it. And I'm kind of glad that it didn't work out, and here's why. Because this was my first time doing anything. I had 8 straw bales, 2 in a row in 4 little rows. And I thought, oh, look how cute. And I was like putting in little seeds. And then when I finally like grew a garden, I was just like, even my like 3 times bigger than the actual straw bale garden, I was just like, dude, I would have got nothing out of that. Like I would have got enough for a meal. I don't know what I was thinking. I have a cheap one and it used an electric stove for years. Worked fine. Okay. Get the biggest I can afford. Okay, well, we're doing it with income tax, so don't tell me that because I'll be getting like the one that's like 8 feet tall. I pickle quail eggs. They taste really great, but they're a tad time intensive, and it was a hit or miss. Who would like them? I did pickles too and gifted a lot of them. I have people asking for them. I did too, and John ended up eating all my pickles. Like, I kept thinking, gosh, I'm getting a ton of cucumbers. I don't know how I'm ever going to make all these pickles. And every jar of pickles I had, I finished in August, and before the first week of October, they were gone. He loves fried pickles. I was scared of meat at first, too, after testing it on the dogs. Then my hubby... That's terrible. No, the local... We have a local store here, and they do... ever so often, they will do a sale on bacon. Now, y'all, you know how expensive bacon is. And it's only $2 a pound. They do a 20 or 10 pound box of bacon for $20. And I figured if I get a couple of boxes of those, a few boxes, I would be able to can that bacon and it would probably last a lot longer. And typically what I do now is I'll only be able to buy 1 box and then I'll separate it a pound at a time in Ziploc baggies and stick it in the freezer. But I've only got a small freezer. That's another thing I need to do. I need to get like a deep freezer. Because I only have I have a side-by-side refrigerator, so you know how small those freezers are. But I think they fertilize my meanwhile, your sweet potatoes, just that picture, I can't even think about that. Living in the South, there are just things in the garden you can't do. Fire ants are the major reason. Yeah. Stupid pickle worms always get my cucumbers and squash. We notice cucumbers grow the best for us too. They're my favorite. Another thing that grew really great for me was zucchini. Oh, I only had 1 zucchini plant and I ended up like gifting zucchini. I was like, does anybody want any? You can have this. If anybody wants zucchini, I've got tons. If you ever want to test out an All-American counter, you can borrow mine. You're about a day trip from me. That's cool. Well, I appreciate that. How far away are you, Vina? Where do you live? I need a local store like that. Yeah, it's just, I couldn't believe it. The first time I seen it, I was like, seriously, $2 a pound? Like, because, I mean, you can go into Walmart and buy the individually pound or 12 ounces of bacon, and it's like $4, $5, $6, depending on how high quality it is. Say that 3 times fast. My aunt sprays the fire ants with ammonia. Would that not hurt your plants, though? Would that hurt plants? I don't know. Yeah, sweet tree, I have trouble with them in my barrels. You're in Ohio. Oh, that is a long trip. Honey, that is a long trip for me to be borrowing a can from you. Some years the cucumbers do well. Some years they just don't. I make chocolate cake with zucchini. Well, see, now then I wouldn't have to give it away because I could eat chocolate cake all day. You're not that far from me. What is the store? Maybe worth the trip. It's actually Yugo. Is it Yugo or Save-A-Lot? We only have 2 grocery stores. We have to travel to go to Walmart. I'm going through the store. Hold on. I'm thinking. Pretty sure it's Save-A-Lot. Our Save-A-Lot does that. And it's just over where the bacon and stuff is. It's just this big freaking box, and it's 10 pounds of bacon for $20. Can't beat that. Yeah, because you know, bacon. I would travel an hour and a half for really cheap bacon. Not really. I've gone farther for less. I was supposed, and there's another thing. I was supposed to take the trip down to Georgia to go see Big Bear. I was going to go to his house. But my mom's van broke down, and my car, I don't trust my car to go that far. Like, it's older, and it's our only car, so we have to be super careful with it. So I was truly, I'm disappointed that we don't get to go, but hopefully we might be able to go in the spring. Oh, Carissa, you live in Lenore City? Oh, yeah, you are not very far from me either. It's the Save-A-Lot in Sweetwater, so you're not far at all. I don't live in Sweetwater. I live like toward Athens, but that Save-A-Lot's better than the one in Athens and better than the one in LC. I don't like the one in LC. Pigs turn off zucchini, put turns of zucchini in the cake, then it's like a vegetable. Hey, that's true. Let's see. Carissa, where are you? I'm not far from Cherish, a day trip. That's cool. I think ammonia would be harmless, but I'm not sure. Put tons. Okay. Our Save-A-Lot just closed. Oh, that stinks. Oh, geez. Yes, we were looking at land in Sweetwater. Sweetwater is really pretty. We lived there before. That's where we lived before we moved out here. And it's really nice. That's where my mom lives. My mom lives in Sweetwater. She lives like in the old district. Her house is a Civil War mansion. Oh my God, it's so cool. And that's another thing. On this week off, I was supposed to be going. We got the tiny house done, but I didn't do anything else. But we're supposed to be going to my mom's house and doing a tour and letting mom tell you the history of the house. It's very interesting. I think the guy was an eye doctor, and the house was taken over during the Civil War, and they used it as a hospital, a makeshift hospital during some battles. And she's got a root cellar that I am so jealous of. Like, if I ever build a house, I have to do that. So, Carissa, if you watched that tiny house, then you know that that's where I was. I was in Sweetwater. I drove to the, there's like they're a log cabin builder, but they also do tiny houses now. Farmers here put ammonia in the fields. Okay, so then we know ammonia would be great. So I might do that to kill the fire ants, because we get fire ants really, really bad. And everybody says try the Back to Eden garden, but I'm always nervous about that, because then some of the old timers are like, don't try that, you'll get fire ants real bad. But if ammonia will take care of it, I don't know. That house is so cute. I love the yellow. It is cute. Suburban, where are you from? I know you're close. You said you drive by it all the time. So I don't know why I'm getting kind of funky. Winter, stop. Winter's outside the door. She follows me everywhere. My sister's old house was once a funeral parlor. No. No. I wouldn't do that. It's on my list to watch. Might need one to put my parents in some days. That's actually what we were looking at, because we're here. We're here now. But eventually we would like to sell this and buy property. Well, if we buy property, we looked into tiny houses. We will probably go with either a cabin or a modular home, because stick-built traditional homes are more expensive because of the contractors and stuff. The modular homes are cheaper and they can be customized. And I want modern day houses are not set up for people who garden and are doing this. You need to find houses from like 1950s back. And those come with the ghoulies and the ghosts, and I'm scared, so I don't want that. So we were thinking about a modular home, and guys, my mom's got a lot of health problems. She's older and has issues. I say she's older, but she's not. She's not even 50. But she has so many health problems. She's like a 90-year-old woman with health problems. So eventually, Emily turned 18 today, and I'm sure she won't stay. Oh, your family's in Mascot, Tennessee. Oh, okay, and you're south of Atlanta. Okay, so you're not very far. So we were looking at a tiny house as a alternative for my mom, because she's going to have a spine surgery. She's probably going to have a total hip replacement. She's going to have care. And so we even looked into like campers and stuff. You can plan and build the tiny house around your mom's needs, and it's a lot cheaper. Yeah, simply if we do it, I mean, we wanted to tour it to kind of get a feel for what it's like. But I may end up hitting you up to build it. Read it when I was younger and 4 less kids. That would be an easy trip. Let's see. Good morning, Nelson Homestead. Yeah, so we were touring the tiny house, and so many people I had one person who left me the longest comment I've ever seen in my life. Like, it even got flagged by YouTube, and I ended up going ahead and putting it on there. The longest comment about how I was crazy, and people were like, you're crazy, you can't do this. And I'm just like, why? People had like 6, 7 kids, pulled up out in the middle of nowhere, built a 1-bedroom or 1-room cabin. I mean, it's doable. Is it modern? No. Is it the norm, the social norm? No, it's not. But it's not the social norm that my little boy and little girl sleep in the same bedroom, but they do. They're 3 and 5, and they're afraid to sleep by themselves. So they share a bedroom. They're babies. But most people would be like, I need a 4-bedroom house because I have 3 kids. It's just, I think materialism has become so rampant that we have lost, just like with the garden stuff. I'm going to talk about that in the video, but we have lost touch with who we are as humans, who we are as animals, as creatures of nature, as we've lost touch with nature. We've lost touch with our own instincts to the point that we no longer, we're just some sort of robotic thing that's walking around with a cell phone in her hand. I mean, nobody lives the way that they were meant to live. That one was like an essay. It was, Vina. I was just like, girl, when it flagged it, I was like, if you took that kind of time to write me that kind of comment, I'm going to let it go through, because, I mean, I wouldn't sit down and write nobody something like that. We're in the planning stages of building a tiny house for my dad to come live on the farm with us, to have him close as he continues to age, but also let him keep his independence. See? And not only that, we looked at the one with the loft. That way the kids have somewhere to spend the night with Mamaw. You may want to build a house with an in-law suite. That way you have a separate residence, but instant access when the weather is bad. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I shared a bedroom with my brother, and we are 10 years apart. Me and Emily are 10 years apart, and we shared a bedroom. I hated it. She was in all my stuff all the time. Your outdoor use make tiny living with kids either. Yeah, I think that is too. Is if your kids are not sitting in front of the television being zombies and they actually go outside and play, it helps. The problem is letting thoughts of this world control. Oh, your comment went. I couldn't see it. We're probably going to build it like a pole barn. Yes, that was the other thing. Homesteading with Dutch. I asked him, I've been bugging him for like 2 or 3 weeks now. I'm like, hey, make a video on your pole barn house. Make a video on it. I think Dirt Patch Heaven did like she did like a video or an interview or something, and she said that she was going to do it, and then she immediately, I mean, she just kind of like showed the front, and I was like, you're not telling us anything. So I started getting on Dutch immediately. I was like, hey, listen, you've got to you've got to do a video on pole barn houses. I've been looking into this. I think it's a fantastic idea. This is probably my favorite, housing idea that I've seen so far. Tell me how you did it. Every place that I've seen on YouTube, it's all like companies trying to sell you their houses. I don't want a pole barn house. I want to build a pole barn building and tell them it's a building, and put bathrooms and kitchen sink access into it. But I want to be able to go in and, customize it myself, because I want a pantry. Like, we have no pantry. I need a pantry. Especially if I'm going to be canning, I need a pantry. Sweet man, and I gave our 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom house to our daughter and moved into a shotgun house on the property. I love it. See? We have a real nice 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in a bad neighborhood. Now we have a little 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, and the cows, mostly for neighbors. Sad for the cows. I'm starting our YouTube channel this year, so I'll take everyone along if and when we start the building process. Awesome. Yeah, just shoot me a message when you're going to do that, because I want to watch. And so I've been bugging Dutch, and so he said he had to go look through his pictures, and I think he already done one. I watched that, and then he said he's got a part 2 where he's going to show the rest of it. And I'm just like, oh, that's so cool. Way cheaper if you just buy raw land and build. It is. We're planning on building a 14 by 24 guest house for my mother to visit us during the winter. See, that's really neat. Mom came to live with us 2 years ago. I wouldn't recommend it. Separate living quarters for sure. You can't have too many hens in a hen house. It will cause issues. I love the idea of a pole barn house. Way cheaper and get more for your money. And you can always change it over to a workshop if you want to build a normal house. The church built a pole barn. It is gorgeous. It is. And I love the way that Dutch has the big porch on the front of it. And I actually want mock horse stalls. Does that make sense? Like, you know how when you look at a pole barn and it's for horses and they have, I don't even know what kind of doors you call them. I would have to look it up. But it's like the squared doors, and they have the X across the front, and they have the top and the bottom. And that's what you would see on a horse stall. I actually want mock doors on the outside to look like that, so it actually looks like you are looking at a barn. I love that. When I worked at the animal clinic, we had a guy come in. He had just bought a farm, and there was this beautiful, huge, like the old school barns, like what you would think of, the big red barn. He took it, gutted it, built a barn underneath, and then he actually has an elevator in it. And then when you go up the elevator, the top floor is a home. It's Dutch doors. Okay, I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to sound stupid. So I was just like, that's such a good idea. It's so beautiful. And he raises cows. The cows only come in on one portion of the barn, and that's over the top of a storage shed. Like, he showed me the plans. It was so neat. Like, part of the house was on one side up above, and underneath that was his workshop. And then on the other side of the workshop was actually a barn for the cows. And then above that was a like a storage thing that he kept. It was so neat. His house is gorgeous. I'm probably less than 2 hours from you. Really, Rita, where are you at? That's neat. So I loved it. He showed me pictures. Oh, I was just like, I want to do that. And his because it had like the big rafter roof. He had chandeliers hanging. Oh, I was so in love with this barn. So now, like in the city of Nyota, you can drive down Highway 11 in Nyota, and you'll come across this property that's for sale. And every time I'm going anywhere and we go through Highway 11, like going up to Knoxville or going down to Chattanooga or going wherever we're going, every time I drive by that house, it's just this big, beautiful gabled barn like that. And every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, I could do what that guy did. I just need to win the lottery. But it's a big, beautiful piece of property. It has horses on it. It's gorgeous. So, So the pole barn is definitely in the contending. It's a high contender because of the price. The other contender is the one that John is most interested in, and that one would be the Hobbit hole. There's a place in Mexico that builds the shells. They deliver them to you. I would literally be able to garden on top of our house. And he's really obsessed with it. And it's very energy efficient. You actually do not have to have air conditioning, and you need a minimal heat source, it says. So like a wood cook stove would be perfect. We have a Highway 11 here too. That's cool. I live in a small house, not a tiny house, but small, and we have 12 acres to move around on. The outdoor space helps. I'm sure it does. You're about 4 hours or so from me. Not that bad. No, that's not too bad. We put a Dutch door in my house, cut a regular door in half, then finished off the bottom of the door. Oh, that's so cool. That's a really cool idea. We went, when we went to Nashville, I didn't, see you, Katrina. I didn't post it or anything, because I didn't want to be like, hey, can I film your house? But when we went to Nashville, the whole reason we went was for him to get a truck, his Uncle Ross to get a truck. And while we were there, the guy was like, yeah, you all can come in. He was an artist. His wife was an artist, and he was a professional woodworker. They bought an old Amish home and added onto it, and it had those tongue and groove ceilings. They had Dutch doors that went into the kitchen, into the laundry room. I was just like, oh. He had a stone fireplace that he had made himself from rocks from the property. He had made all of the furniture. Oh, and she had drawn all these beautiful horse photos everywhere. I was just like, oh, can I live with you? I love big old farmhouses, but I'm settling in on the idea of a cottage for us. We're on his family's farm, so we have to build, and he's not into having empty space, so looking like a cottage. All right, guys, everybody's saying that they got to go. I have to go, actually, because I got to go feed my bunnies, and I've received like 3 text messages from people, so I got to go about my life. But I will post the video in the next few hours about the garden, and you guys will see what we're going to do in the future. Love you. We'll see you next Thursday, and maybe Amy won't be a bum. Love you guys. Bye.